Alright, people. I thought I'd come and tell you about a very, 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 very long night I've had. No, I've not been to bed, so I look like shit. Whoops. I keep slipping on here, I am sorry. Yeah, well, Zed is the worst patient on the planet, okay? With all the dogs that I've owned that have been through far, far bigger operations, I have never known such a little drama queen, honestly. Seriously. I mean, first of all, okay, I appreciate that, the drugs. I mean, she was given methadone, which is a non-sedating, very, very long-lasting, good painkiller. She just solidly cried. She was only allowed to have half a meal, so that was like for her 110 grams, which is nothing. When she got home in case of nausea, because I did pick her up early. They have given her the most enormous cone collar I have ever seen. I have to say, I think it's a bit ridiculous. I'm going to have a look through the ones that I've got and see if I can find one a little bit smaller, that will, still do the job. Finally, she's asleep behind me. I mean, literally all she did was cry and cry and cry. Even when she was asleep on my bed, she cried. So I gave it up and got up. I mean, she went for a wee yesterday morning before I took her, so we're talking about 8 o'clock. She didn't have a wee until, I don't know, midnight-ish. And I fed her at 3 o'clock this morning, and it's 4:10 now. It's a diddy wound. It's like that big. I mean, why they have to shave such a big area around it, I don't know. But anyway, I got my lead back with about 4 knots in it, which was just a tad annoying because it was doubled, and if they'd hung it up correctly, I wouldn't have had to stand there and undo all the knots. The whole cost in total was only £204.47, despite them trying to sell me, meloxicam, of which I've got a huge bottle in the cupboard. I said, don't need it. I said, I've got a huge bottle. She goes, yeah, well, it's got a really short shelf life. And I thought, yeah, come on, love, you give it to me. And then she read the package. She goes, oh, it lasts 6 months. I said, it actually lasts a bit longer than that, to be honest, which it does. So that didn't work either, nor did the blood panel or anything else that they tried to flog me. It was like they were trying to push it up to 400 quid, and I'm not having that, Anyway, it was a cyst, as we all know. But I'm glad that she has finally gone to sleep. I mean, I love her to death. But, when a dog is... I think it was more the drugs that were freaking her out. And obviously it's the first time she's been away from me. And I think she was a little bit stressed by the whole thing. And, when a dog first has any kind of, drug on board like that, it's going to make them feel mentally quite strange. As it would with any human, with any opioid, if you're not used to them. So, yes, a lot of crying. I've never heard a dog cry for so long, honestly. I mean, she's fast asleep behind me. I mean, she hates the damn cone collar, so I took the collar off and I just stayed up all night. I thought if I stay up, I'm a bit hot now, because I've got the heating on, so I don't want to get them cold. I thought if I get... Hang on a minute whilst I don't strangle myself. Then maybe she'll settle. Well, she didn't really, to be honest. Oh, it was good to get her back. And she was like really dopey and she could hardly keep her head up with this. This collar is just massive. It's like, it's ridiculous. I got 3. I'll have a look for them. They're all on different dogs, but the one she's got is massive, and she absolutely hates it. She can't drink or anything with it on, so that's no good, is it? She's had a look at her wound. I let her have a look, and I've had a look at it, and there's no warmth. I mean, she's got to have Metacam, which is meloxicam, the drug meloxicam, for a couple of days. And there's me standing there. I started to argue with them. I said, look, hang on a minute. I said, this is a non-steroid anti-inflammatory drug. I said, it's going to hurt her stomach. I said, I don't want to start her getting like ulcerated stomach like what I got. She said, well, it's only for a couple of days. I said, look, I said, dogs are mammals, same as we are. I said, there is no doctor on this planet that would give a non-steroid anti-inflammatory drug. I said, without giving her Meprazole. She goes, well, some doctors will. I said, no, they won't, love. I said, trust me, I know. And she said, well, it's only for a couple of days, so I'll go with a couple of days, but she's not having it after that. She's not. You know, and they give me this great big sheet about how to look after her, and I think, oh yes, Laura's never done this before, has she, you know. Anyway, you know, I suppose they have to do their job. I'm having a sweat now because the heating's on and I've got so many layers on. So, yeah, there you go, she's home, and it has been like the longest night, and you know, I haven't babied her at all. I've been quite firm with her. I've told her, right, that's enough. You know, I mean, we had a couple of hours together on the sofa, and I put my leg so that if she moved her head at all, I would wake up. And she was lying on her wound anyway, so it can't be that painful if she can lay on it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's, you know, we're talking about maybe 2-3 stitches. Yeah, okay. That's obviously clearly a bit of a drama queen. I mean, don't think that I'm not lacking compassion. I do totally feel for her. I really do. And she's not allowed off the lead for a couple of days. But, you know, I think the best thing for her, as her owner with, you know, quite a bit of experience, having had dogs with much bigger wounds, you know, and etc. so forth, is to keep things as routine as possible. I mean, okay, if she can't come off the lead, she can still do heel work on lead. I mean, she's not going to be able to do her full pelt recalls or anything like that. I mean, she's booked in 15 days to have the stitches out. 15 days. Yeah, okay. I've never known any wound take that long to heal, but we'll go with it. 10 days is usually plenty, frankly. It usually is. I might push the thing forward. I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, the skin isn't particularly taut over the area. I mean, it is just stitched. So, yeah, God, I really am sweating. Yeah, sorry about that, people. But yeah, no, she's doing okay, but she's... So I was very blunt with her. I said you'd be a damn baby, you know. I mean, dear old Zelly, you know, she had a foot-long incision and she just laid down and went, you know, and quietly got on with it. I mean, Inky, when she had to have a cone on, would just stand there. She wouldn't even take a step with one on, not a step. So, you know, I had to sort of do the same with her, and you know, I can understand it, because look, let's just be very honest about these cones. They block a dog's vision. You know, they stop them being able to get their nose to the ground, and you know, there has to be a better way. I mean, they did say to me, well, you can have a bodysuit. You know, it's a full bodysuit. And it's like, I thought, yeah, I can't even put a harness on, said she won't have a harness, so she's certainly not going to endure a bodysuit, is she? And it's going to make her way too hot. And we don't want to start creating problems there either, so... Anyway, there you go. But she's okay. She's asleep behind me now, absolutely conked out. So I suppose I ought to follow suit, really, and just have a bit of a rest, because I'm absolutely exhausted. I am so tired. But, you know, you do these things because you care, and I just wanted her to be as comfortable as possible. But the only way the drugs are going to wear off is sleep and damn good meals. She's had a proper full meal this morning, and I put the Metacam in the food, which it's not something I usually do, but I thought it's got to be the safest way to do it. You know, she had, you know, just chicken and bone, and, you know, all ground up, and, you know, with her little bit of mixed veg and her Keeper's Bix, and yeah, I think she feels better now, because I think a lot of her whining was the fact that she was hungry, because she's just a very hungry dog all the time, and no, she doesn't clearly have worms or anything like that. So she's okay, and I feel like I've gone deaf because the whining stopped. And I'm not joking, that dog can't half whine. I mean, she's talkative anyway, but it was an unsettled whine. It was an unhappy whine, and her tail was tucked up, and, you know, she clearly found the whole ordeal quite stressful, I think, you know. So, you know, I just kept telling her she was safe, because she knows that word, safe, and, you know, and she was laying on the bed, and I was just massaging her, shoulders, and whilst I was laying down, and she kind of settled a little bit, but then she'd cry in her sleep, and I just think it's been quite traumatic for her. I don't think this is a pain issue at all. If it was a pain issue, oh shit, I've woken her up now. If it was a pain issue, she wouldn't have settled after eating, and all of that stuff. So yeah, she's okay, but should we just be polite about it and say she's a bit of a baby? And but I mean, she is still very young, and it's the first time she's been away from me, and apparently she was very brave. I didn't get a report that she bit anybody. She's having a little stretch. Are you alright, my darling? There's a good girl. That's it. She's laid back down. So I'm going to go and lay down with her for a while and put my foot somewhere so that if she moves her head, I'll wake up. Because she hasn't got her collar on. She's not going to sleep with that cone on, and I do want her to get a good rest. Get those drugs out of her system. I mean, the food will help anyway, absorb a lot of the, because I was on methadone for a long time as a painkiller, and eating seems to dampen it down quite quickly, to be frank. So yeah, I appreciate all your messages and your support. She's starting again now. Don't start again. So don't. No. You leave that. Good. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Should we cut that with Mummy? Yeah, you're alright, but you need to sleep, sweetie pie. Yeah. Okay, I've got to go, people.